Now, as a
Cat 5, you are correct.
we are 90% legend, 10%. I'm a real legend, all right.
Yep.
Uh,
He's not,
now,
in fact, much
before
of a-
we get too much further in, it could still be a part of table talk because we're going to be talking through this. And if you have anything that you want to bring up, which of course I'll bring up, that fantastic blue hair coffee. I mean that I don't know what it is. Like that shade of blue is it's like a brain pleasing. Like it just
It is
is.
the shade of blue that I have wanted for Mordecai's hair for the longest time since I've bought wigs. This is the perfect color
Yeah.
because he's supposed to have navy hair and very periwinkle skin. And there you go. I now have the proper wig for Mordecai. The other one was a
I'm
little
still
too
gonna I'm
bright.
still gonna draw you with my colors. Just letting you know.
Cat 5, well, I mean, maybe Mordecai skinned a Dragonborn for that hair. I don't know his backstory. I don't pay attention to character sheets.
I mean, we're
That's
Right,
a,
I'm out.
that is a lie, by the way. And
Absolute.
there was an
heckin' lie.
impromptu, somewhat secret conversation about that last night.
Yes, you are
Oh,
super,
you better believe.
super liar.
Um,
Thank you, Mizra, for loving my wig.
no.
Yes,
Um,
I'm offering wig commissions now because I feel comfortable doing it.
Oh, yeah, I saw you posted in Talent for Hire under, like, Clothcraft and Cosplay.
Mhm.
Yee.
Kind of expensive because it kind of takes a while depending on what you want, but it's there.
Oh,
To be fair, dealing with wigs in general, if they're any decent quality, is expensive, so
Yeah.
don't feel bad about that.
I am going to provide also the absolutely shameless plugs for you all, because I cherish you as my players, and I want you to be happy and growing with your own discords and communities and games and everything here. So first up, I guess I'll do this in order that I have over here. We're going to give a shout out to Coffee Cat Presents, and Coffee was last seen doing some Vampire the Masquerade. And in addition to being a vampire ST, also is a vampire victim, I mean player, in Detroit on Sundays.
In Detroit. Yeah.
And every once in a while, you might stream a video game or some art. And I will say this,
Yep.
everyone, little secret, if you lean in, I mean, Coffee already knows this, but after this session, you are going to be getting at some point in time some new emotes that are going to reflect the characters as they are currently. And if any of you are new here and you're like, what do you mean? Stick around. We'll touch on it. It's kind of a big springboard into what we're doing. Just trust me. Instead of something like T Mordecai, if you're on Team Mordecai, or T Nora, because I didn't put the whole name of Noralai, even though I did put the whole name of Mordecai. Or T Celine, or even T Skelline, if you prefer. These are going to be labeled FF for Final Form. So we'll have Final Form Mordecai, Final Form Noralai, which means that from here on out, you're not allowed to change or dye, or you're a cartoon character. You're not even allowed to change clothing. Like, this is it. This is...
I mean, Noel and I pretty much had the same outfit.
It's a little more feathery at this point. But Mordecai's aesthetic has kind of changed.
And that is absolutely fine because of all the
All
gear
I
and
want is
everything.
magical bullet.
There's all sorts of different cultures throughout all different periods of time that your gear and whatnot could have been drawn from, or just even your imaginations if you're manifesting like mundane clothing and whatnot. So please look forward to the descriptions, as I'm going to ask the players to describe in not excruciating detail, but let's just say you're describing your character to an artist and you're going to have some art commission, you know? What would you say? Hey, Cold Spark, alola to you.
Or that artist is also going to probably do a party lineup because reasons.
Because reasons.
I think Fluffy has been having some issues with
Discord,
with Discord doing the derp.
Discord is the biggest derp.
Once again, my Discord... Discord, you failed me again for the last time.
For the first time.
So yes, we are. If any of you are new here, we've been in this campaign now. This is homebrew based off some stuff that we threw together in the first year of the channel, and we've been having a fun time of it. And even in the cases where I've messed up, because yes, I mess up as well, we've powered through it, and I think we've had a great time. And we are entering this final story arc for the campaign, so it's very exciting. All right,
the
so
back nine.
We're heading towards fighting the big bad at some point.
yes, the biggest, baddest, evilest, guyest, thingist.
Yes.
The alien from outer space.
Yeah, aliens.
It's gonna be mine.
My
alien.
next shout out is going to be to Lethality Complex, though in a as a representative of the Gathering of Nerds. You were playing some Sky Factory Minecraft last, if I recall correctly.
Yes, and before that, it was some Vampire the Masquerade.
Mhm.
As I am the ST for Brisbane by Night River City Secrets, where things are inferno hot right now.
Vampire Dad misses all of you.
Aww.
You can catch us. Technically, it's Mondays, Tuesdays, and Mondays and Tuesdays at the moment. As we have a stream right after this game, I go and we're going to be streaming some other stuff on that channel, where I am going to be doing some things involving some bombs and the defusal of said bombs in a game called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Oh yeah.
I like watching that game. It's so fun.
And whoops, sorry, Fluffy. Your Discord is working.
Yeah, I know. I need to jump in. Is the periodic scratching sound, is that coming from lethality, or is that something that's happening on my end? Like, it's like... every
Nope. I'm not hearing that.
Scratching sound?
Poop. Must be me.
No, I'm not hearing
Yeah,
it.
I don't hear it either.
Yep, it just happened. It's like...
That's not I'm not hearing that on our side. So.
Alright, must be me.
Might be a
is it-
bubble in the internet line. Gotta...
Yeah. But no, I don't hear it. But no, there's that, and this coming Thursday, your guys' time, my time, it's Friday. There is a very special show beginning. Where I'm gonna torture some players at a different game, and finally, sometimes you can catch me very sporadically on a show called Live at Midnight, where I'm an insomniac and I play games to tire myself out to go to sleep. Where we ramble about various things and then swear at the emulator that I use for my Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix randomizer. It keeps breaking for some reason. Although I managed to finally finish a seed. I managed to finally finish
You did.
one.
I watched you finish that seed.
Yes, I finished it. Note to self,
That was
make sure
also
you
kind
have
of
more
a
than one
brutal seed
reflect.
too, though.
It was.
Be real.
Oh yeah, 2 proofs on dry forms. How about that? 2 dry forms in the last world. How about that? My rage knows no bounds.
Then lastly, at least in this week's order here, we have KH Darkwolf, who streams and also has been tremendous. All right, again, I'm going to say this in front of all y'all. She's been of tremendous help to me lately, getting things caught up and organized and efficient, and also infusing a lot more creativity. In the things that she's been helping with. So, a personal thanks to you, Dark Wolf. But you know what? The spotlight isn't on me, even though it's being reflected onto you. Do you want to talk a little bit about your stream or what you do?
Currently the stream's a little sporadic because I've been busy helping Maddie and all that.
Sorry.
And no, it's not your fault. And then the game I'm playing with my sister, so I also have to work with her schedule. And we both started playing Minecraft, so we haven't even done streaming. I'm trying to stream Minecraft as well.
Minecraft is such a time sink.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're trying to stream Minecraft as well, but I'm having trouble getting my computer to work with it. So we'll see if I ever end up streaming Minecraft.
All right. And Fluffy is also a DM, but it's just not a streaming DM. You have some experience.
I do not stream. If anybody wanted to stream the game that I run, I would complain, but I don't know if the players are on board for that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just a thing that we just it's a private name.
Now, hey, the private games are I don't know. You could build a lot more. Maybe when I say intimacy, I don't necessarily mean hoo-hoo, a lot of in-jokes. It's a more relaxed atmosphere kind of a thing, and it really becomes your story because it's just for you all. All right, before we click off of this page, there's some upkeep I got to do here. If any of you have new art, kind of what Dark Wolf has supplied here, as we have a very sparky Noralai now. It doesn't have to be tonight, but I don't think Bright is a flaming skull anymore. She probably, if I were to guess, she probably looks more like that again. However, I don't know. Maybe she's always wanted green eyes or something. It's up to you. But is this going to be a good placeholder, or is this a good foot in the door?
Yeah, it'll do for now, for sure.
And the professor doesn't quite look like that because there's been some changes and reversions, but you are a lot more human, and you've gone back to 2 eyes instead of 5, correct?
Yes, I have. I've gone back to 2 eyes instead of 5.
He's also went back to 2 eyes instead of 4.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, you.
Glasses joke.
I was going to say that.
Great minds think alike, right?
Now,
They do.
without getting into too much description at this point, Bright, have you chosen? Were you going Deep Gnome? Were you staying Forest Gnome? If you wanted, I assured you, if you wanted to go Deep Gnome, there would be a lot of opportunities to still use that ability, or to treat it more like the Mask of the Wild, where it's just a natural environment, since it's the same thing that a Deep Gnome would get in the Underdark.
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk to you about that because this is out of character, so I'm using my actual voice.
Sure.
I like the idea of changing to the Deep Gnome, but I'm wondering if we could do an Infernal flavored Deep Gnome instead of an Underdark flavored Deep Gnome.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Fire gnome.
A fire gnome.
And
So
I apologize for not bringing this up earlier, and we don't have to spend a ton of time on it. Yeah, so the Deep Gnome has a couple of abilities. They have better dark vision, and they have that stealth ability,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have a racial feat, which I probably am not going to take.
Oh yeah, Deep Gnomes do have a racial feat.
Yeah, which basically bundles up all their innate magic that they used to have in previous editions. So, I don't know. I like the idea of doing it as infernal flavored. So the appearance and stuff, instead of being all fat and gray, she'd look about the same, but instead of being quite so pink, maybe there would be some orange or some kind of demonic looking aspect. But
do you want little horns or something, or?
No, she's not a tiefling. There are enough horns already in the party.
All right.
Pink,
There can
pink
always
to
be more.
orange. Pink to orange. So it's like,
I don't
I mean, I suppose it gives a bit of like a pink fire
Flavor.
vibe.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like the like how when she was a flame skull and her floofs turned into fire.
Uh-huh.
Now they're floofs, but if you're not looking closely, they look like fire. You know, that kind of thing. And then maybe we could replace the hide in rocky terrain with and the enhanced dark vision with an ability of your choice. I don't know what.
I guess I'd have to sit down and really think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know it's my apologies for not talking about it earlier, because I didn't really have the idea until like yesterday. Like, hey, why don't we do something completely different? I think she would want to keep the look change anyway, so we could just go with that. And if we need to figure out what the ability is instead of, because I mean I've loved and have gotten so much mileage out of the forest gnome abilities with the extra cantrip especially,
Yeah.
and the talk to cute animals, but it just doesn't feel right anymore. I mean, the cantrip is always good, but the talk to animals ability just doesn't seem like it fits her anymore. Although maybe she'll try to bring back Peggy soon and see if she wants to come back.
I could always give you a cantrip like detect fire, range touch.
No, I don't want that cantrip. That's a bad cantrip.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always as bad as True Strike.
No, I think it's still better than True Strike.
Yeah, I suppose it actually has a use. It does detect fire. It does.
So,
all right. So the details about this, effectively though, you're still a gnome. You're still 3 feet 1 inch or something like that, or
I think 3 feet 4. Let me look up my character sheet.
Ooh, all right.
Maybe 3'6". She's above average height for a gnome. She will tell you at every opportunity. As all short people know their exact height down to the millimeter. Yes, 3'4".
And have you decided your class and subclass that you are going to reemerge into the world as?
Yeah, we're still going to do Divination Wizard. I mean, I had a dalliance with Conjuration, and it would be so fun, but I think Divination is where she's at, because of the deep heart-to-heart that she had with Mordecai about finding a way to use her talents. She's got to come back as Divination. There's no other way.
That was really good. Oh, shoot! All right. I totally didn't forget, and I'm holding your spellbook extra spells hostage until we talk about your race. It's totally not that I completely forgot this one treasure thing that I meant to give you. So same time, Fluffy. Same time. Come on. All right. So Divination Wizard, and yeah, I'll float a couple spells to you. This session, I mean, still kind of role play. It's a tense situation. I, as your DM, am not going to punish any of you for not having like everything new about your character memorized or whatever. So we'll just roll with it, and I don't know, like beautiful butterflies emerging from the cocoon. You still got to take like a couple hours to kind of dry off and, you know, to solidify after being like genetic goo inside your cocoon for a while.
Yes.
All right. Mordecai. You are... All right, you look effectively the same, though under the hood, you know, you know, paint job and everything's there, but you got some new mechanics, right? We replaced your spark plugs, and you know, all this other stuff, and though you're rolling as an ASMR mechanically.
I am. Yes. Protector ASMR.
And you have made your decision about your class and subclass that you're reforming as.
Yes. Grave Cleric.
All right. Weird. All right. I think that's the job for the Alt key. Excellent. Perfect alignment. All right, Professor Cypherius. If that is even your real name anymore, I imagine it is.
It is.
You are reforming as Human?
Yes.
I still think Warforged would have been cool. That's just me.
I have a I have a Warforged concept, but
Oh no. Okay, there's that.
not for Cypher.
And you're sticking with your
I'm a
Hexblade Warlock?
Hexblade Warlock. I'm a Hexblade Warlock, packed at the blade.
Okay. And last in line here, we have you, Dark Wolf, coming in as Norlai the Tiefling. Now, real quick, Dark Wolf, just in case, did you look at any of the alternate Tieflings that exist, or are you sticking to just sort of vanilla?
I think I'm still sticking to vanilla. I didn't really take a look at them though.
Okay. Trying to remember the one offhand, but there are tieflings that might hail from other layers of hell, so to speak, and manifest things a little differently. You're mostly the same. I mean, you can still be purple and have your horns and everything, but if there's a different manifestation than the vanilla player's handbook one, which I think is broadly considered to be the Asmodeus tiefling, you can, let me know. We're still cooling off after being molded and shaped. And you are sticking with, what is your class and subclass?
I'm a sorcerer, but now I'm a storm sorcerer.
Professor, this means you can finally have that question answered about what happens to frogs that are hit by lightning.
The same thing that happens to everything else.
But now you have field research and proof, not just theory on paper.
Yeah! Field research! Also seconded on the Mephistopheles tiefling.
Oh, Mephistopheles tiefling. Oh wait, what isn't Mephistopheles ice though?
No, Glacier is more ice. Mephistopheles does live in an ice layer, but he's more pure, unadulterated, like raw magic.
Okay.
His catchphrase, his phrase is literally, "There is nothing that cannot be overcome by overwhelming arcane firepower."
Well then, you have, yeah, that might be in Xanath, or Skag, I think, had some alternative tieflings, too.
Yeah, that was the Abyss tiefling. The feral tiefling.
Norlai,
Hopefully it's in a book again.
I mean, have a look through and make a decision, and we'll lock it in after we finish things up here. All right, so cool. Anything else?
I did have that alternate idea that I mentioned to you, but let me check this out first.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't found this book yet.
While Wu is looking, I did want to talk about my cantrips.
Oh, all right.
I would like to swap out, just to avoid stepping on a Wu's toes. I would like to swap out my Shocking Grasp, because my guess is she's going to use that a lot.
Okay.
In favor of Toll the Dead.
Ooh, yeah.
And the Toll the Dead will have a different flavor. Instead of, still wisdom saves, still the same damage, but it's instead of like it being, like it'll just be like the creature has visions of what Bright saw in hell.
Okay.
And it causes psychic damage instead of necrotic.
Ooh, I like it.
Ooh.
I can dig it.
So it's, yeah.
Yeah, sit back and dream of hell. Literally.
Yes, exactly. Dreams of hell.
Beautiful.
Bright.
Love it.
So it Bright as a
Awesome.
cantrip brings along her slideshow, sets it up for all her enemies, and just click. And this is when we were in hell. Oh, this is the bubbling lake of lava.
Yes, it's exactly like that. Except those slideshows probably do even more psychic damage.
2-for-1 margaritas and no syntax.
And this is where our friend got sucked into a hole of nothingness and died. I shall be back in just a second.
Yep. Do what you gotta do.
This is the explosion of lightning that we saw just before we died.
I think the only thing I would want to change is I mentioned making Hellish Rebuke lightning based instead
Yeah.
of fire
Can I
based.
change it to lightning damage?
That's fine. Oh yeah, but you gotta call it something else than hellish. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of lightning in hell. If you want it to be hellish rebuke, but I don't know, like Norali's wrath or again I joked with you about it. The archaic word for lightning is leaven. So if someone puts their hands on you, you say leaven me alone. And
Wow.
And
yeah,
I'm just gonna
Already with the puns.
yeah.
I'm
That
just
one
gonna call it
wasn't
static
even
shock.
Gonna call it what?
Static shock.
Static shock.
Love it.
You go to touch someone, you just
Oh.
get shocked.
Yep.
They hit you and you shock them back.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Well, if you all replace
Change the-
thumbnails or tokens or whatever, obviously we'll wiggle that in there. But now it is officially on record in front of everyone to see that the party is back together. They have reformed and are going to be going through a couple things. Now, before we get to the whole giant thing that should not fly but does in the sky. There was a little bit of cleanup there that we need to go back and do. As last week, I was so excited, and we were kind of moving along. I love the role play, but there's still some mechanical stuff that I wanted to make sure that we could get through. Now, for anyone who was not here out in our audience, they emerged from Oiho, which was the name for hell, and we're in a field of tall, like unharvested fall grasses. There's a storm a brewing, very dark clouds, very cold wind blowing. And there was an interaction where as they were walking through this field, when they left it was summer, now it's fall. Okay, so things have moved on. And they ended up seeing a lady walking through the field with a metal pyramid on her head. And she was kind of fidgety, kind of weird and like jilted, like kind of stutter walking. There was a conflict with some gnomes that had popped up and tried to assault her. Magic seemed to have no effect on her, but crossbow bolts did. But she took care of them pretty quickly, turning two of them into some twisted flesh and eye thing that kind of squelched off. And Mordecai, you hucked that flaming spear tip that was piercing, that had pierced you. And at some point, you all had entered your self-contemplation, your self-revelation metamorphosis stage. And Norali, you were just kind of hanging out. Gary had come out of a portal that was centered on this burning spear tip, dropped off a bag of goodies that he said there was a letter inside, and for you as the players, that letter is in the bag, or it's in the bag, and I also dropped it in the channel for you all to read if you haven't yet. It gives a little glimpse into things that had been going on, and he left you, in addition to the items that I told you behind the scenes you can lock in for your character and regenerate your character with. There were going to be some goodies. and you all got to decide on how I should roll for those goodies. And we're going to take care of those goodies as well, that now that you're in the field. And on top of that, he also left a cap, a specialized cap, that he and his brother developed to each replace one of their missing horns with a long feather on the side. And the two of them had contrived this hat together. Their names were Glenn and Gary. And so you have a Glenn-Gary hat that you can wear or sell or throw away or whatever you want to do. But it's there, and it was left in good faith. However, Gary did have to return to Oiho as things were going on, and the letter kind of touches on that. If any of you wanted to talk about it, you don't have to narrate it for my sake or for the audience's. If you just internalize it, or if you want to bring it up during the course of conversation, you can do so. But all of you, after emerging from this kind of like static that had kept you from fully manifesting into the world, that kind of broke as this layer that was covering you, and here you are back in the world. But before we get to the events that are to come, there was a couple rolls that we needed to make. And did you all decide if you wanted to go, did you want to do the go big or go home, or did you want to do like the 2 medium rolls instead?
Yeah, I think we wanted to go big or go home.
Go big or go home.
Go big.
I mean,
or
I'm
go
on a
home?
2 medium because I play safe.
All right, and so that
do you
was.
think of Wu? Does a Woo think the same? A Woo?
Did you not hear me?
Oh no.
Oh, I said I'm leaning towards medium because I like to play it safe.
I plan on using inspiration on these rolls, so
Yeah, you all do have an inspiration, and for those of you at home, I am allowing inspiration sort of advantage, which would be roll twice and keep the desired one, on these treasure tables. And for completing that arc, they all ended up with an inspiration. So, if at least the majority here wanted the roll big or roll home, then I'm going to roll on Treasure Hoard Challenge 17+. Well, I won't roll. I think it's more fun if you all do it. So that being said, who wants to roll it, and are you using advantage on this roll?
I will.
Okay. Mordecai is going to roll a percentile, or 2 percentile die, and keep the one that he wants the most. For his fate is smiling upon him.
50 or 94.
You want that 50, right? The higher numbers are like the higher tables.
I think we're going 94 then.
Oh my gosh, 94. This is... Okay. Alright. 94. The next thing that I want someone to roll, and whoever can do it, if you want to spend inspiration on this, you can. This is going to be for some art objects, which could either be some aesthetically pleasing, you might turn around and just sell them straight up, or maybe they're useful in the story somehow, because we've actually gotten a lot of traction out of art pieces in that regard. So who wants to roll 1d4? You do? Do you want to use inspiration on it?
I don't know what else. Let's go with 91.
This is just a d4.
Oh, it's just a D4. Oh.
Yep.
1D. 2.
All right. Well, did you use your inspiration on this? Hey, 4. There we go. These are art objects worth 7,500 gold apiece. So, it's probably not bad that you ended up getting that 4. Now let me go to that table and find out.
No.
You are getting 4 pieces of art. Yeah, all right, so... who wants to roll I guess if any of you want to use inspiration, you can. Otherwise, who wants to roll 4d8?
Is that for gold?
They're art objects that have a 7,500 gold piece value. But these might end up being cool storyline stuff or something sentimental or cool to your character as well. I don't know what you'll do with it, but you're getting art objects that are worth 7,500 gold apiece.
Enough, dude.
Oh, wow!
I have rolled well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so the outlier for those of you that can't see, because we've spared you. We've spared you from seeing what happens in our game text with the actual chat box over here. Fluffy rolled 7, 7, 7, and 6. The 6. Ooh, interesting. So this is going to have to be... How are we going to work this? In the book, it's a painted gold child's sarcophagus. Interesting.
I mean, there is a child that's
Yeah.
rightfully dead in the story.
Yeah.
That we failed to find. Well, I still hasn't met.
That's a little bit more difficult to carry around than like a jeweled platinum ring.
Yeah, because we don't exactly have a bag of holding out of all of us.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and you never will if I have a say in it. Bright, go ahead and re-roll that 1d8. Is that one's a little too impractical to carry around? A 4. Oh, there we go. A gold cup set with emeralds. Now. Ooh.
How much is that worth? 7,500 gold?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Oh, are you gonna hero's feast out of that?
I can get a hero's feast
Oh,
out of that.
you. Yeah, go ahead. All right. So sure, you have a gold cup set with emeralds.
You cleric, you.
Now, if you want it to be, if you want it to flavor it, if you don't want it to be emeralds, you want it to be something else as a part of it. If you're like, I think an Aslandian chalice would be cool, or something along those lines, or maybe it's it's an old school, it's just an old school style, old Ouija's, chalice. And it has like little rubies and like golden skulls, or however you want it to look. You can make it look like what you want, but it is a very expensive, very old-looking piece. All right.
I am 100% about it, because that's back pocket for Heroes Feast.
Now, this is interesting for the 7s. Each of those 7s is a jade game board, a jade game board with solid gold playing pieces. And
It's 3 different games.
No, I think they're all the same game. That would be, we could have like a mini tournament.
yeah, well, and what I'm willing to do as well is
gaming proficiency.
you've encountered something like this before, where on a treasure table you rolled 3 of the same thing.
Yeah.
If you recall what that was, and in this instance, I think that we can say that the legend continues to grow. So we can weave these into the relevance of the other things that were found. Now, this is us talking out of character. This is like, look, as a DM, we can approach this if you want. Otherwise, if you just want to sell them, you can sell them too. But I'm happy to weave this in as sort of like another clue or something along those lines. In fact, I could even say, because you have Professor Cypher with you, that these jade game boards are of old, like, Shadowheart style, and have instructions written in that language.
Found in hell.
Yes, found in hell.
And I could actually read them.
So that is, it's Monopoly or whatever. I mean,
Yeah, we found them in hell, so it's Monopoly.
not home rule Monopoly, straight up Monopoly.
And
Free parking with just free parking.
Yep.
one is Monopoly, one is diplomacy, and
So that takes care of your art, your objet d'art. And now, who would like to do the 1d4 rolls on Magic Item Table I? And this could be inspired if you want.
I think Cypher.
Does anyone have an inspiration?
yeah,
I don't.
I
have
do.
one left.
Yeah,
Okay.
I found one.
So you're using your inspiration, and you want to roll twice on Magic Table or Magic Item Table I. So 2d4.
Wait, well, we're yeah. So,
This is the number of items, not which item.
the number of items.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would,
So-
your inspiration would take 1d4 and make it 2d4, if you wanted, or if you just want to straight up and you want to save it for the actual table.
So, Bright, do you want to save yours for the table, and
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'll use mine here.
Do we have
So 2D.
do we have fickle god favors?
Yes. You have Fickle God favors. Where did I? Oh, I put them over.
I
on
know
my
I've
other
got
screen.
one. I know I've got one.
We have.
Do those apply here?
Can we apply them here?
That wasn't intentioned, as that was more for like a D20 roll. So
That is
in
fair.
this instance, I'm gonna say no.
Ah, darn.
That's fair.
I was
That-
hoping for a fifth item.
Maybe we could take the Fickle God favor as like a +5 on the D100.
Yeah, plus or minus 5.
Okay.
Not a bad idea, but I'm gonna say no to that.
Okay. But I'll roll the 2d4. 4!
A 4.
Yeah, buddy!
All right. Well then, that means we're rolling 4 times on the highest, the highest magic item table.
Highest table.
And so what I'll do, Bright, simply to build up the suspense, I'll ask everyone to roll, and we'll determine what it is, and we'll end with you. So we'll go Mordecai, Professor, Norlai. Bright is the last one to sort of reach into the bag and pull something out, but because you have special super diviney powers, that's how we can flavor it as. You might get to wibble wobble your choice around. So Mordecai, go ahead and roll a percentile. And what do you now? This doesn't have to belong to you; it's party treasure. But what do you roll, or what do you grab from the bag? A 46, armor +3 chainmail. And if any of you don't want or can't use this, don't worry. Trust me as your DM, there will be an outlet for stuff that you may not want.
Yeah, no one can use that. It's heavy armor. No one has heavy armor proficiency.
Okay.
Isn't she?
Does anyone want to use it as like a +3 weighted blanket? I mean, that's...
Nah, I'm good.
All right. So Mordecai, you kind of...
It happens to be precisely Casimir's size, but he's no longer here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the brothers ran in and were like, "Oh, Casimir, I gotta get something for him." Then, well,
He's not here.
betrayed the party, killed people, whatever. All right, next up, Professor Cypher. You reach into the bag, and what do you draw? 10. A hammer of thunderbolts.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm
Yeah,
not
what
sure
do
what
you
that
say?
does offhand, but you drew it out.
Is that a simple
it-
weapon?
It's a mole, so no. However, it is only a +1 mole unless I had a belt of giant strength and gauntlets of ogre power.
Now,
So
Norlai,
that may also end up going.
and again, you might recycle this into either gold or favors or other magic items or something. So it's not bad to hang on to. Just it may not be immediately usable. Norla, you kind of you wiggle your thievy fingers into the bag, and what do you draw from it? A 38.
30.
A staff of the Magi.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's kind of powerful. I don't know if that's wizard only, though.
No, sorcerers can use it too.
Oh, is it sorcerer too?
But also
Sorcerer,
wizards.
warlock, or wizard.
Just like hypothetically, also wizards.
That's a
She
nice
draws this
warlock.
out, and suddenly we have like a three-way stare down between the warlock, wizard, and sorcerer.
Oh, I don't want it.
No, all right. Norlai, you have something you can use. Bright might want that staff. But it's up to you to dole it out or to break it down into residuum if this was 4th edition.
We'll
Which
see
it
what
could
I
be,
have in
kinda.
my lunch bag, and then maybe we can trade.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's true. It's Bright's turn. You kind of, I don't know if you crack your finger bones or anything before this, but you want someone to like hold your ankles and you dive in or something and they pull you out, or
No, I have a bit. I'll just roll a 2d100. So another 10.
So if you want a second hammer of thunderbolts, you could choose that, or you could take a crystal ball legendary version. Why would the diviner want a crystal ball? That's dumb. Was this meant to have? Oh, this is spooky.
So what happens is, I pull out a hammer of thunderbolts and I say, "Wasn't the last one great?" But then it's a minor illusion, and I throw it away because poof, and then I pull out the crystal ball.
Wow, the Divination Wizard gets a legendary crystal ball.
So the real question
Yeah,
is,
and there are
what
several
kind of
types of
legendary?
foes.
Oh, are there
Yeah.
several? Oh,
So-
all right, let's
There
go to that real
are,
quick.
yes.
Yeah.
You need to roll a d3.
I sure do. I
Oh,
was
there
just
are
looking at
mind
this.
reading, telepathy, and seeing.
Yeah, they're all pretty awesome.
Uh,
So let's see.
Yeah. Which one is it? True
Seeing.
True seeing. True seeing.
All right.
It's not bad.
So while scrying with the, you have true sight with a radius of 120 feet on the spell sensor.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's not just like true sight for me. It's only true sight through the scrying, so it's not as cool. But it's still pretty good. I mean, nobody ever turned up their nose at true sight.
Yeah. True sight to 120 feet is pretty decent, regardless of where it is.
So, how nice.
You can scry your own location just to make sure you have true sight on your location.
I mean,
I guess-
you could. You
I-
You can
could.
always do that.
Do you have the scrying spell?
No.
The ball,
Uh,
the ball lets you cast it.
Yeah, I never
Oh, it's just off
learned
the
it
ball.
because we never had the component for it, so I never bothered.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah, just
But
touching
this
it, you
is-
can cast the scrying spell. Yeah. So effectively, what it would be it would be like a gem of seeing, but it can do more because it can be projected on a scrying spell.
Correct. Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
if you just sort of hold it up to your eye like a big contact lens, you can just sort of look through it.
Yeah, I'll just put it in my eye. It's okay. You
Cast,
get used to it. They always hurt it first.
Cast it's not in big and cast what's your shrink one?
Debigulate.
Debigulate. Oh,
Yeah,
debigulate. Yeah, so you could debigulate it and then kind of just pop it in there.
I have vector flashbacks.
Nah, let's not do it.
Yeah, so right now, I mean, if you eventually want some cosmetic surgery, or if you invent some sort of a weird, like, rig, like a hat that just sort of holds it in front of you, otherwise you can just sort of carry it and look through it. I'm sure you could use it as an arcane focus for your arcane spells. Honestly, I wouldn't care if you did.
You sure can.
And, enjoy that then.
I sure will.
No, I know. I'm sorry, Brick. Come on, you're giving me a hard time. I can hear it in your voice. This is terrible.
I guess Norlai gets to keep the staff. It's okay. I had a different staff. I wanted anyway.
Okay.
I had a different stuff I wanted, so now I don't know what to do.
Take the staff of the Magi and cast Fireball. Pretty sure it can
I don't
cast Lightning
like
Bolt too.
fire.
I think it
I'm a
can cast lightning bolt.
person. Oh yeah, it has lightning bolt.
You can have
That's
both
bad.
on your person. You can attune to both, I would imagine.
If you
Yeah,
have
and-
the...
If you have a slot for
Slots.
it.
But you know, telekinesis, lightning bolt, ice storm, dispel magic, conjure elemental.
Well, now I need to find a different very rare item, okay?
Oh. Gosh, I hate it when I have to find another very rare item for my character.
What was the heavy armor that we found?
+3 chainmail.
Chainmail.
+3 is really good. It's too bad we.
Nobody can wear it.
Yeah, no one can wear it.
We traded
So-
it for a medium?
There's the Tome of Leadership. In case, just in case you were thinking about that. There's also the Rod of Security. I think that's very Norlai.
Oh wait, can't you get? Doesn't this mean that you can get your dog back?
No, he's
no,
rare.
because he's rare.
Oh. Well, if you want, I don't know if you want to swap around, sort of budget out, rebudget things, but if you want a guaranteed Fenry, the possibility is there. Or honestly, now look, I say this with a smile on my face. Norlai is just that type of character where, Staff of the Magi, I don't really need this. Just sort of, recycle it, and because she likes what she likes. It's her vision and her quest.
Just note with the Retribution, however, that if it has a high number of charges in it, and you fail to dodge the explosion through the effect, you die.
For which item?
I think that's the
Staff
Staff
of
of
the Magi.
Power. I think that's Staff of Power.
Staff of the Magi is the same.
I will also add, we haven't necessarily discovered it yet,
it.
but Norlai is not completely free of wild magic. So, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, so you can use an action to break the staff over your knee or against a solid surface, performing a retributive strike. The staff is destroyed and releases its relating magic in an explosion that expands to fill a 30-foot radius sphere centered on it. You have a 50% chance to instantly travel to a random plane of existence, avoiding the explosion. If you fail to avoid the effect, you take force damage equal to 16 times the number of charges left in the staff. Every other creature in the area must make a DC 17 Dex save. On a failed save, they take an amount of damage based on how far away it is. On a successful, they take half.
That's
And
a hell of
10
a
feet
glow
or
stick
clo-
to snap.
10 feet away or closer is 8 times the number of charges in the staff. Now, this wouldn't be so
Nora's
bad.
very distant, so she wouldn't be doing that.
That
Let's
wouldn't be
not
so
do that
bad.
anyway, because that'd be exploding everybody.
If not for the fact that while holding the staff, you have advantage on saving throws against spells. In addition, you can use your reaction when another creature casts a spell that targets only you. If you do, the staff absorbs the magic of the spell, cancelling its effects and gaining a number of charges equal to the absorbed spell's level. However, if that brings the total number of charges above 50, the staff explodes as if you activated Retributive Strike.
And you die.
It's a lightning rod.
What's 16 times 50?
All the damage. It's 800. Yeah, I think the breaking the staff is a thing that you're kind of intended to do as like a final plot point in the game, rather than like against a horde of ogres or something.
Yeah, that's a we're dying. This is against the big bad. We're all dead. Last resort kind of a thing.
Goodbye,
Bunch of
Shadow
kobolds
Ridge,
assault you, like,
1800.
get out of here, you're annoying. Crack.
Over. So go ahead, absorb that, crack it. Oh, whoops, that's 8 times 50 damage to you, Shadow. That's 400 damage. Enjoy that.
Effectively, the Staff of the Magi are the carbon rods in a nuclear power plant here, controlling the fission. You can dip them lower, you can raise them up, or they cannot work. And Norlai, great power, great responsibility. If you don't want it, then we'll see what you can do with it. But certainly holding it makes your fingers tingle.
I mean, even without charges, it lets you cast Arcane Lock, Detect Magic, Embiggen/Debigulate, Light, Mage Hand, or Protection from Evil and Good, just with no charge. And the staff can be wielded as a magic quarterstaff that's a +2, and while you hold it, you get a +2 to spell attacks.
Ooh.
So you can, jam it in for shocking grasps and stuff as well, with +2.
Bonk.
Pretty solid.
Shocking bonks. So you would have been looking through this trove of stuff. Not necessarily enough time to attune to it yet, but don't worry, because we'll get there. As
own armor in there. What a douche. I didn't know that we don't use this shit.
Well, the next time you see
And
Gary, you can let him know.
I'm the only one who can use the Hammer of Thunderbolts, and it's useless to me. I can make a +1 more, because the other effect I can't use without 2 other items. See now, something like a Belt of Storm Giant Strength, that would have been mint.
Or a shield.
Or
That
the-
chainmail and
or-
a shield instead.
Or the Deck of Many Things, that would also be useful.
Oh, that's dumb. No. No.
1 second. Okay, so you're looking through this. There then appeared in the sky on the horizon, growing closer, the sounds of combat. A giant thing that should not fly, should not exist, and yet does both of those things. Extremely vulgar to reality, is making its way, like not directly to you, but in your direction. And Shadowhar airships are kind of swarming around it like flies, and shooting at it. It's kind of ignoring them, but one of them did get hit. One of the engines breached, and it kind of sucked up the ghosts that were spilling out of it. However, it was getting closer and closer, as well as the Shadowhar ships, and who knows how they'd react, let alone this behemoth in the sky. Norelai quickly conjured up some mammonals, some hosses to be specific, and you started galloping out of there to just not get involved in whatever the heck. I'm not going to use the one so early. Plus, it's probably better if I save the one for one of you all. Whatever the heck is going on in the sky that's like warping, not just the clouds, but just sort of like distorting the area around it. And of course, I don't know if any of you really want to jump to the rescue of the Shadowhar, but, it's probably best to let them take care of this thing.
Yeah, that's a big old beastie, and I'm not exactly a fan of it. It's kind of horrifying. And
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of let's you and him fight.
Also, that is a bright skull.
Yeah, I drug that from the character list.
Oh, yeah, I need to update my character sheet.
Yeah, I had the old icons hidden down below on the title screen, so I only had the that one.
Great one.
Well, I'll just note. To quote Mage, where's Paradox when you need it? This is so vulgar. Where is Paradox?
So mounted on horses, you begin to run across the autumnal plains here. The dry, well, not really dry because it had started to rain, but the crunchy brown grass being stomped underneath your horse's feet as you're trying to get out of there. This rolling battle is still coming your way, and it's moving at a good pace, probably faster than a horse, but you're still, it's better than standing there.
if we were to have a look, about how long do we think we have if we just keep going before it catches us?
Unless it changes directions or breaks off, you might have a minute or so.
Minute? God
Yeah.
damn. Okay. That's not exactly happy.
Okay, I replaced myself, but I got smaller, and I'm not this small.
Oh. Bloop.
Yeah, this thing is coming towards us. That's not great.
But you're not in immediate danger, and there's not a there's not any kind of like stray cannonballs that are coming your way. So you're looking back, you're measuring, you're making a good pace. Clump, clump, clump. The wet, cold, the cold for this time of year. It's kind of the same for most of Mesotopia. Maybe the southern half doesn't see it as much, especially like in Uct. But Professor, for you, this feels... This would be like maybe even the beginning of winter, at least from the cold that you're feeling. Like these kind of storms don't normally roll in until late fall or early winter. As if you recall, you had kind of done a look around. You're like, the things that are growing here, etc., were probably in the fall fire plains somewhere, which also might explain that big thing in the sky. As you are galloping along, can any of you not be surprise rounded in your new forms, or with your talents or feats or anything?
Not particularly.
Yeah. Before we start getting killed,
Okay.
what's our status? Did we get a rest when we were paralyzed?
Yeah, you would have emerged with whatever spells you wanted memmed, all your spell slots appropriate for your level. Your gear would have been on. The only thing, like, you wouldn't have been able to attune to your goodies that you just grabbed out of the bag.
Okay.
Yeah, but our manifested items we are attuned to. So
Yeah.
Did we get level 15, or are we still at 14?
You're 15.
15.
Ooh, okay.
Tip, 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 tip,
I have
tip,
my
tip.
level. I have my level 8 Arcanum.
Bright looks back at the roiling sky, like, approximately 3 minutes, please. Tip, 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 tip. Click that. What spell? Maybe 5. Hang on. What spell do I want again?
No, it's okay. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So yes, freshly level 15. You're galloping along. No one has any sort of anti-surprise mechanics. So I'm gonna spring a surprise on you.
Oh, well, shit.
I don't even know what items I have anymore.
Are you good if I continue, or do you need a second?
Yeah, it's just like I was still looking through magic items because I had to change stuff.
Okay.
You're good.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a magic item that'll do anything with what is going to happen. So I'm buying you time and also maybe killing you. Let's find out, one thing at a time.
Let's not kill us. We just got here.
I hope
go
not.
to,
I don't know what you're going to do in reply to this. So, all right.
I'm pointing my finger at you, Betty.
Much like what you're seeing in this photo, that's acting, in our mind's eye, you were galloping along because you were. Now, however, everything just stops. And the sky has turned a different color. Not like you're back in Oiho. There's no fireballs, no lightning. It's like the same, but just like a color filter that has caught you all up, because everywhere you look, like Mordecai, your hair would also kind of appear as a different color, but there's some sort of like a I think you all have been exposed to like a prismatic spray before, but it's like it has filled the area with color, and everything has stopped except your minds. Like, you are witnessing what is going on here. Or if it's a reference for anyone, this would be kind of like a Zawarudo kind of a thing. And in this moment as well, now this is a long moment, this is a narrative moment, there is a rumble from someplace. And one second. A thing emerges from this red. And I will not be the one to describe it beyond doing this.
Oh no!
Hi.
Oh,
no.
yes!
Oh,
My
what?
baby has returned to me!
Look who's back.
Selter?
Selter's back again.
Zelda! Oh, I mean the Repentless, but Zelda!
Y'all miss me.
Holy shit!
What? I don't know if I can move. 'Cause I don't think I can move, can I?
No, you can't move. You can think. Do you want to think something?
What in the fuck is the Repentless doing here?
Now, the answer to that question is going to be approaching you as you see the front of this thing just open up with teeth almost curved in to like draw you in. And in fact, it almost looks like you might be a dessert because the mouth still has something inside of it.
Mordecai's getting a little bit of traumatic flashbacks, painting the lines, cutting the pen. Fuck.
If this is the
What did
Repentless,
that?
she's grown.
Oh no. Oh no.
She's
I don't
grown a
like
lot.
this. I don't like this.
Ever loving.
Well, I don't know if it's within range yet, but I just
Mordecai,
agree.
explain!
Yeah, I don't know what this was in the first place, so I'm even more out of the
Oh
loop.
yeah.
We can't talk.
The
The
maw
only person who knows
opens
what that is
and
Mordecai.
comes down. And in this long, impossible moment, you all find yourselves in a place that I will... Well, why would I want to give you the tour of the Repentless when someone else can describe, can narrate this new place that you've entered?
Yeah, I bet that certain someone can.
There's something about being swallowed whole, you know. Yeah, it's almost like back in the womb. Mostly fluids, cartilage. You can actually feel a ship spasm, swallowing. Seeing the remnants of several ships being broken to pieces between contracting muscle and teeth. You don't know how you might barely manage to end up getting past the jaws, or in seeing on how it is that the ship pieces are slowly being pulled in by the very muscle of the ship. So finding a new purpose. Their old crew remains being pulled in along faint lines that look like veins, as though painting the walls. But the dripping of mucus, or something far more foul, fills the air. It's thick enough with a scent that almost chokes you. And that's just the sad bit about being locked in. And if it was not for this unholy green glow between ribs and wood and twisted metal, rusting, corroding, and bubbling, well, you would have no light at all.
There's really only one way for you to proceed.
Are we free? Can we move?
Yes.
I'm popping Eyes of the Grave. I can sense for a turn anything that's undead within 60 feet.
It's not a question for me to answer.
Oh, you can see them. Trapped. Along with the bodies, the spirit, soul, is dragged in. You can almost see them kicking and screaming in utter silence and horror as they're pulled into these small ducts, openings, and almost like you would sipping through straw, pulling liquid through it, you would end up seeing the same as the spirits of dead crew. And the fallen start to be pulled in, becoming fuel for this abomination of a machine.
I don't like this.
It's using the souls of those that it eats as fuel.
I don't like this.
We need to get out of here and get up to the top. I'm sure there's a way out somewhere. Start looking.
Yeah, this is the Repentless.
So, you've been here before then?
I made this.
Why?
Because it was a busted old airship, and Jade told me to do it.
Okay, I believe that part.
She was
Hear a whisper
voices in my head.
in the air. Daddy's home. It's a very familiar voice to you.
Is that a voice I recognize?
You, Mordecai, you certainly know this voice. That's that twang and that personification of ego and hubris. You know, the one you melted.
Technically, that was Salid.
Telter?
Selter. Oh, Selter, right, I remember Selter.
Oh yeah, she disappeared when you guys disappeared.
Yeah,
and
but
then me and Bright went on a big adventure by ourselves.
yeah, that was way more fun, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't on the other one, but it seemed like ours was more fun.
She didn't make it.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, we hardly
Well,
knew her.
maybe
Or
she
at
did,
least
and
I
you're
did.
just assuming things again.
Yeah, I only knew her for like 2 days. I don't... Selter, I don't think you really have any beef with me and Noralai. I mean, we hardly even knew each other. So, you know, I just want to put that out there.
Are you screaming that to the mucus?
I'm just kind of saying it, you know.
Quite frankly, I have no idea of any of this. But,
Yeah, you did
salutations,
before we met
ma'am.
Silver.
If you would be so kind to let us up onto the top deck of the ship so that we may talk.
Yeah, let's talk.
Yes. Let's. And you hear a bubbling. The mucus starts to flow further and then starts to gush, threatening to fill the chamber, maybe about to flush you down the tube and down the gullet.
So, funny story, I haven't smelled anything until in the last 500 years or so, and I didn't really miss it. I just want everyone to know that.
Right. I'm gonna be looking for a way to wait up.
To do what?
To get up onto the top deck. I don't want to stay in here. I don't know.
It sounds like
anything
one
about
might have been
what's going
provided
on.
for you if you want to ride the backwash.
I don't like that thought. I don't like that thought at all. I don't like that thought at all. That's being eaten.
I will. What I will do is I need to check something. Harmless sensory effects. Form marker symbol, non-magical treatment, revelatory image. Fit in the palm of your hand. Yeah, so that won't do the trick.
Do we have the items that we locked in?
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. We should have taken a folding boat.
Yeah, folding boat would be really useful here. But I'm gonna use my ascendant step to cast levitate without a spell slot.
On yourself.
And yeah, on myself, and I'm going. Considering there is a force that can propel me, I'm gonna foot surf the mucus.
Okay. So you're preparing to ride the wave as it comes in?
Yep, I'm preparing to ride the wave, and because I'm levitating, I will always remain at the top of it and basically surf it.
As you rise up, preparing for this, you get very close up towards one of the ribs here. And now that you're closer, and after some mucus has dripped away, you see maybe the top of one shoulder, the neck, and the face of a Shadowhar airship sailor who simply looks at you and help me as you see that he's being sucked into the meat of this tunnel.
Oh, I'm sorry, my friend, but I cannot help you.
This stinks very, very highly of Shonaruth.
And
Cypher just turns to look at Mordecai like, you don't say!
Professor, come down here. I think I'm gonna put up a globe. A globe of not getting slimed. Would be nice right about now.
Yes,
or you can stay up there.
I can control my vertical movements freely, so
Okay, good enough. I'm gonna use my
I'm
I'm gonna use my brand new cube of force
okay,
and put up a barrier.
okay,
The type 5 barrier, which prevents anything from coming through.
okay.
Is that
So
around all of us?
yes, except the professor because he's flying around for fun.
All right. So party except the professor's in the hamster ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I could use the force to run on top of the hamster ball.
I mean, if you want. So anyway, less for 1
Yeah.
minute, and it'll keep us from getting glooped. And I mean, if we need more, I can always keep it up for longer. It'll just use more charges.
Professor. All right. The wave hits. The cube goes tumbling, and I will say this isn't the first time that a lot of you have been locked inside a cube with Bright.
Yeah.
Bright has a major tendency to lock people inside cubes with her.
It's. I mean, I had to take it. I couldn't not take this item.
You all go tumbling. You're bashing into each other, and just head over heels. Professor, I need you to make. Ultimately, I need you to make 4 saves. I need you to make 2 con saves. Okay. Now I need you to make 2 dex saves, please.
Oh, shitballs.
Oh wow!
All right.
I don't get bobbed, Cypher, please.
Am I just gonna die? Is that it? Am I just dead?
Well,
I'm not
Put all this
repenting.
effort.
Why?
you are washed down the tunnel in acid. Now you're riding, your levitation is helping, but the tunnel is filled. It's splashing, it's gushing, it's hitting it's hitting these ribs and also like coming back. Now the dex saves are for you to avoid coming into contact with the ribs, particularly like your head, banging against one, or in this case, one of your arms as you try and balance out or to protect yourself from acid, ends up grazing over some of this flesh. As that happens, you feel yourself starting to be pulled into the ship.
Oh, no. No.
Oh!
Right,
Now, you are able to rip your arm out, and in fact, your arm does stay in the flesh. Now, what you're experiencing is you can see kind of a fuzzy outline of your arm. Like, you have a flesh arm that's kind of like the last little bit of a spaghetti noodle going inside this thing. But you have this kind of like Force Ghost looking...
So I've lost the use of one of my arms?
Could I do something?
I mean, you're just going round and round in the cube as it's getting washed down there's like valves that open up and close as you're being directed through the gullet of the Repentless.
But do I see Cypher?
You hear a voice. What's the old expression? All right. Go with the flow.
It's been 5 minutes and I've already lost one of my arms.
I
Yep.
didn't prepare something to fix that.
Yeah, you should have stayed in the globe. I promise not to murder you this time.
And you are left in a... By the way, thank you, Raiders. Welcome. You've come in at a very interesting time. You're left in a room where these holes open up and drain away the acid. And you are left in still very squiggly looking, but I guess a drier locale. Still very kind of bio looking, but it's cleaner. You don't see, things getting pulled into walls here, people or things. The light would be green. I mean, I can only do so much, but just imagine the light pouring in here is green. But the walls are sort of not. They look goopy, but they're dry. This might be the way up.
Yeah.
That looks nasty, Professor.
Oh, you think?
I didn't. I
Look,
I
look,
didn't
I'm
anticipate
sorry.
that we would need to fix that right away.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mordecai. I don't mean to be cross. I really don't. But my arm is missing.
It's at that moment, at that expression, a severed arm flops apparently from the ceiling between you two. It might be yours. I'm not sure. Acid does wonders.
Well, I mean, Jack, you should know it like the back of your hand.
I'll examine the arm and hope that
that's
it's
a good
fine.
one.
I'm gonna examine the arm and see if it's mine.
Nope.
Oh,
It's a
God.
loner. Make sure you give it back.
Don't.
I have another arm.
Selter?
Oh, what?
What happened?
Okay.
Oh, it's so much has happened in 2 years. Down
2 years.
I'd ended up. There's so much to end up catching up to. I would look forward to having you for dinner.
Wait, 2 years? So
It had only
I
been
know
a-
you
That made
lose
me-
track of time.
We were in
Yeah.
hell.
Not yet.
No, I mean literal hell.
We were quite literally. Ah,
Quite
man,
literally
it was
in
2
hell.
birthdays. So how old am I
2
now?
years.
Yeah, we can.
That's your concern. That's your concern right at this very moment.
I'm
And
19.
not,
Okay.
and not the fact that we're in this biomechanical monstrosity of a machine that may or may not be trying to kill us.
That seems to have grown and evolved since I last saw it.
I mean, Mordecai said he made it, so I trusted it.
Well,
I mean,
you
he lost
shouldn't.
an arm,
You
but...
shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Well,
This
why
is a
did you make it
concoction
then?
of Shonaruth.
I see.
Look, we all know where trusting Mordecai has gotten us in the past.
Hey,
If you're going to tell us that you haven't dragged us through this shit on more than one occasion due to a bad decision, then I'm going to call you a liar.
you
That's not
followed me. My bad
That's not
decisions
it.
affected me alone.
I've always been a big fan of let's you and him fight.
Oh.
Yeah, same here.
Cypher,
I'm
you
gonna-
didn't have to follow me on any of this. This was
I'm
a
gonna
mission.
have to. It's like I was tagging along to try and learn some stuff, but I got put into it for the long haul when I got turned into a spectator in hell. I'm sorry, but that does things to a man, Mr. Silverleaf. That does things to a man.
Yes.
there's
Now,
several
if you'll
things I
excuse-
have done to several men. I'm looking to add to my collection.
Yes, indubitably. I'm going to see if I can borrow the loner arm, because I need both of my arms.
You really, though?
What is it?
Are you gonna,
what kind
like,
of character? What's
glue
it with
it to
this
your
character and losing limbs?
are you gonna like glue it to your stump?
I'm gonna see if it'll if there's some kind of magic attachment that'll happen.
It just sort of leaves a goop on your stump.
Ugh. Toss it.
Flop. Hits the wall.
Wonderful.
Like you cast mending on your arm.
That's
I
not
didn't come
gonna help.
prepared for that.
I didn't think it was going to happen.
Neither did I. But you know what? I might be able to do something about it later. I don't really know. I don't know anything about what any of us can do right now.
Well, look, top deck. We need to get to the top deck. Let's find our way up, shall we? And
Yeah.
maybe, just maybe, I can retrieve my arm on the way.
I mean, it seems like there's going to be a selection to choose from. Maybe you could get an upgrade. Maybe you could, like, get a stronger one.
I'll
don't
weigh
really
my
wanna think
options.
about that.
You just see, like, Cypher looking around, figuring out, like, because this is going to be laid out in a very similar fashion to a Shadowhari airship, right? Considering I have seen that there are Shadowhari parts to it from the outside.
This is
Uh,
I bet.
Yeah, it doesn't look all that Shadowhari to me. It looks kind of, I mean, our term would be blurby, but yeah, you could, or that. Yeah, that's a good way too.
I mean, it certainly ate a Shadowheart ship, and there's elements of it you can see here and there, but the design seems to not be so much, constructed as it was grown. So it's kind of doing its thing. But it would seem that there is a set of like ridged stairs, or if only just a different orientation on these same sort of footholds that is proceeding up through another tunnel.
Are we even sure that the top deck is where we want to be? Because, that's the back of the base.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to go up to the top deck. I mean, we always have ways out. I mean, you can do that teleport thing, right?
You know, I can't seem to remember the configuration.
Oh, I know how to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's convenient. So yeah, I mean, we if things go wrong, we can always bail out. And I've got ways too. I can, you know how I turned all poofy that one time when we were on the other Shadowheart ship. So I can do that, and I can bring the whole group now. So it's fine.
No, I don't know what it was like when we were all poofy. Why don't you tell me more about it?
No, that's okay. You don't need to know.
It's like, look, I'm looking for a way up.
Around.
Yep. Here?
Yeah,
I'm looking for a way up.
I have my shield at the ready, and I don't like the look of any of this. I'm just keeping an eye out. So what exactly did happen, Selter?
Is there an answer, or is it silence as they're proceeding up the tunnel?
Well, there wasn't a whole lot left but shadow and bone when you ended up leaving me. Didn't quite kill me, though I'm sure there's several that wish that it had. It's left rotting in the bottom of a prison cell. But I remember, and of course,
I didn't want to leave you behind.
You dropped acid on me. You left me burnt and scouring in agony. You burned me.
I didn't do it.
So, apparently, there's a small part of me that was still a part of this here repentless. And sweetheart, I gotta end up telling you, it's so nice when it came back to roost. Ate the cell and all. And after all, I did tell you. I always was hoping for a chance to fly, and now I can. Every good dragon needs a lair. Why shouldn't mine fly too?
Oh, that's just wonderful.
The
Right.
words echo down the tunnel as you've been making your way forward. And in that glimpse, in that frozen state that you had outside, in the glimpse, you do recall seeing some kind of a large structure towards the back. And so, as you make yourself present on the top deck, there is the captain's quarters, located very traditionally at the rear of the ship. A large estate, a very nice manor. Now, this picture makes it look a little bit more run down than probably what it is, because this is more fine taste, opulence, with some coordinating decorative motif with the interior. But this is really a structure all unto itself. And there are different elements. There's Shadowheart elements. There's Mesotopian elements from different places around. But it would seem that as you're walking across the top deck, the sky's still red around you in this frozen moment. Yet you can move. You're welcome to walk up to the house.
Yeah, I do want my goddamn arm back.
So
That's the only way I'm gonna get it back.
Do you think it's in the house?
No, but I know someone who could go ahead and retrieve it for me is probably in the house.
Salter, we
Alright.
didn't want to leave you.
But you did, didn't you? There's a lot of things I didn't want to do. I was hoping for a chance of riches, and I guess I gotta be thankful for you to give that to me. There's all kinds of treasures left aboard ships, and my baby is hungry. So hungry.
You walk inside, and you are met with a great hall that it would be like a parlor, really. This is the entrance hall to this estate aboard the back of the Repentless. All kinds of treasures, gold, a dark motif, strong. There's gold here and there as well. And would Selter like to give him a little bit of a tour, maybe show him how you've busied yourself? Flex a little bit on them?
Oh, of course. You see, I love the mana so much I just had to have it. And baby doll, well, it knew what Mama needed. So we just took it, swallowed it whole, disassembled it, recrafted it, mana after mana, all the gold and silver coins digested and recast into figures. Dragon's head motifs, fold gold, brass, and silver displays. Table of opulence seemed to be crafted out of a large crystal. Everything just reeks of decadence. Of course, there's also the strangeness. Collection of artifacts, various households, various crests. It seems over the past 2 years, the Repentless has gone on quite the tear. A horde truly worthy of the stature and maybe the ego of Celta.
I think lethality, excuse me. I think Cypher's really interested in the coat of arms.
Yes, I definitely would be.
Now, I've eaten so many houses. I'm going to pass this off to the one who might be more knowledgeable. Where did we lift that one from?
That one was a Kandori house.
Right.
It was, yeah, that was one of the other Dragonborn families that didn't believe in you. When you were young and ambitious. Really kind of bullied you. And
strange thing. Once you have their entire family and house, both in number and literally devoured, you just kind of forget about them. It's kind of like you put an end to that book and you just put it up on a shelf and forgot all about it. Funny about those things.
Now, if any of you would like something to eat, your host has graciously guided you to a very modest dining room. Please forgive that there's only the 2 pillars at the end, but we'll see what happens here. There is food that is out. You're welcome to eat it. It looks like normal food.
Oh, there's no guarantee that that's not poisoned or just illusions or acid or anything of the sort.
I wouldn't need it.
And before anybody if Celta were to comment, well, I don't know her, so I don't know what she's capable of, what she might do.
So all of you are passing up the meal?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Not
what is
particularly manifestation doesn't really make you hungry.
what is the meal? I
Oh,
don't even
there's
see what it is.
meats and fruits and grains. It's actually a really, really nice meal.
I mean, it would be it wouldn't be nice to reject her hospitality.
There is a
Let's
yellow
at least-
banana just sitting right there.
Okay, right.
Okay,
Should we check it first?
I was thinking that. Do you know how to check it or because I mean I can identify things, but it takes so long. I think the banana won't even be right by the time I'm done.
Yeah, same.
Look, Brett, if you don't want to reject hospitality, you can go first.
No. No. Because if we're going to take time to eat it, we might as well take time to check it.
Yes, but do you have something to check in, Mordecai? Because I don't.
I mean, it's not in my back pocket, but I'm pretty sure I can muster something.
Okay.
Can you muster something in the next 60 seconds?
Too bad Casimir's not
might
here.
take
He
10
probably
minutes.
knows how to do it.
All right, so you're there identifying the food?
I'm just gonna identify the banana.
Okay. Yeah, and a lot of this is like
the banana.
a lot of this would be like starter again, like there'd be like bread and butter, fruits, some cheeses and whatnot. And as you are identifying here this food on the black and white tiles, you just hear kind of a hard, maybe like a hard boot that's approaching you from an entryway up here around the corner.
Is everyone taking the 10 minutes to cast rituals? Because I would too.
I mean,
I can't ritual cast.
I'm a warlock, not a caster.
I mean, I will unless something interrupts me.
Get that.
I mean, I have
I
one
would like to
ritual
cast
and it's
Detect
comprehend
Poison, but I don't have it prepared.
Yeah. So
I can ritual cast it.
Nope.
Well, for those of you who
What
are
can you-
ritual casting, you
What?
are, but this is happening
What?
during the ritual.
What can you
All right.
ritual cast, Mordecai? There's background noise.
Detect poison.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. I mean, maybe.
Well, you said you don't have it prepared, right?
I don't have it prepared to be a ritual cast.
Then no, you can't cast.
Yeah.
You can't ritual
Yeah.
cast it.
Clerics can only ritual cast their prepared spells.
No, what?
Yeah, it's kind of a
Yep.
bummer to be a cleric.
Yep.
Because otherwise they could
Ritual-
ritual cast their whole spell list. And
Yeah,
Doesn't make
ritual
sense.
cast.
I didn't know
Spells
that.
can be cast as, yep, spells that can be cast as rituals. Wizards get the luxury, so long as they have their spellbook on them, of being able to cast a spell from their spellbook as a ritual. Clerics do not get such a luxury.
No, that's a boo. That's a booty. Okay. Well,
okay, so identify it is. Well,
Identify
if you
it
guys would be so kind as to, see what the nice clomper wants while I identify this banana.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the door.
Okay. You watch the door, and from the light that's coming in here, there's a hulking shape of a shadow that is walking towards you. And in fact, from your recent experiences in Oiho, you're almost having this like fiendish reaction. Now it's not like it's not like number 2. There's not like chains or anything that are also jangling and dragging or anything. And the shadow grows, turns the corner, and well, even before the corner's turned, there's a bellowing sound. And just who am I serving? And walking around the corner is a large minotaur. A rare traveler in these parts of Mesotopia.
What was his name?
DJ.
It's DJ! I never met him! Not a cipher anyway, but it's DJ!
I mean, I don't know if it's DJ, but it could be DJ.
It's DJ.
This would be absolutely amazing if not for the fact that I don't know any of these characters in character.
Cypher's just confused, and the rest of the party is like, "Oh my gosh!"
He is dressed in a very nice, like a butler outfit.
Oh, you have a butler outfit too. Wait, where is mine?
Ah,
TJ.
wait a moment. I recognize you. Mordecai. And you hear clomp, 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 clomp as he...
Mordecai just as a reaction, kind of just pulls his shield closer.
Okay.
I don't like this. All of this
His
stinks.
big three-fingered, he just opens his arms as he
No.
as he looks, and Norlai as well.
Hey,
No.
I haven't seen you in forever. And apparently 2 years has passed, so I'm 19 now.
He comes in.
Okay.
You
don't
don't
think
look
it
a
works
day
that way.
over, whatever you were when we first met.
17.
That's the one.
Yeah, we've been in and out of hell.
He wraps his arms around you, Mordecai, and he lifts you up.
No. I don't let him.
No? You're backing
Nope.
away?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't let him. I don't trust any of this. None of this.
Norlai?
Hug.
No.
Catches you and gives you like a woo. The centripetal force, like your two tails, kind of go for a spin. It sets you down.
Nope. Like this.
What can I get for you all? It seems that the miss is giving you a tour of the place.
Did you say the missus?
No, the miss. Captain, I'm sorry.
Oh, but I was worried for a moment. Now I'm okay.
This is all very strange. And
You'll get used to it.
nope, I don't want to be used to it, actually.
Don't get used to it, Mordecai.
What do you want, Selter?
Well, word is that you gone missing. A lot of
missing?
people looking for you.
For me.
You and the rest of Chroma Company. Yeah, that sounds about right. Everybody wondered where you done disappeared to. Honestly,
Who's been asking?
not important. Not right
Actually,
now.
it is.
No, not right now. You see, if I wanted you gone, you'd already be gone.
You said you wanted to talk. Then let's talk.
Mordecai, if you want to talk, then I can take you to a much better place, says DJ.
I think I should, honestly, Mordecai, I think I should accompany you. Currently, I have absolutely no idea what's going on, and I'd like to elucidate what exactly my association with you has dragged me into. Would this be agreeable, Captain, was it?
There we go. One with manners. Ain't that just glorious? I always loved a man who knows play. Yeah. Bring him on up, DJ. We'll end up having a little bit of fun. And then we'll get down to business.
Follow me then, if you will. Take a snack if you'd prefer.
Has the identifier resolved yet?
Not yet, but I mean, if you want to drag your feet to, Or you want to carry the banana with you?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll have the banana in one hand and the spellbook in the other.
It's a
Are
banana.
they
all right.
To be fair, we just got swallowed. To be fair, the party just got swallowed up by a ship that they've either A, never seen before, or B, haven't seen in a very long time, followed by someone, piloted by someone who the one person who knew them thought was dead. Well, actually, no, the others that knew them thought they was dead. There's a lot of suspicion.
All right. So yeah,
And the one who
you carry
doesn't
the
know
banana
anything
with you.
lost his arm to the ship.
I'm gonna take whatever sweet there are. I won't eat them, but I'm gonna take them with me.
Okay, sure. You can pocket some chocolate-covered raisins.
Ooh. Yum, yum, yum.
You are brought through a large living room. A fire's already lit. Not that there was ever really the discomfort of the cold, driving rain and winds of late autumn or early winter. And you continue walking. Beautiful motif. Everything in here is very well done. No sign of goop. There's not a rib poking out from behind the wallpaper or anything. I mean, if you want to scratch at the wallpaper, that's up to you, but it's not poking through the wallpaper.
Well, of course the captain's quarters is gonna look better than the engine room.
And DJ continues to bring you up to where the captain will have a parlay. You end up walking by. In case that you were invited to stay aboard, you will have quarters provided for you. Ooh. Sumptuous silks. Again, you're getting kind of this black and gold motif. There is green as well, but the DM can only work with what he finds for references.
Depends on what's going on.
And there are even places for you to relax yourselves. And couches. When you're seeing this art, you're seeing Shadahari art. Probably a good amount of it. And you're finding materials that would be from around Mesotopia as well. There's some Mesomascan things. There's some Aslandian things. You're seeing... you might even be seeing some bone accent. Probably from large creatures with bones. That are also large. And you're finally led... And by the way, during this tour, your identify goes off. And it is, in fact, a plain banana, Bright.
Okay.
Though not just a banana, this is in particular like an Uctan banana. Like from Uct.
A particular variety of banana.
I mean, they mostly do come from Uct. So, it's a good banana. You should have all taken some. Norlai, I think you can eat the sweet. They're probably safe. Or maybe just the banana was the only regular food and the rest of it's trapped. I don't know.
Normally, I pop some chocolate raisins.
Okay, and so I'll go ahead and eat the banana. Not all at once, though. You have to savor it. It's a good banana.
When you end up approaching the sitting room, takes a moment before you see a little bit of this green flame illuminating from the fireplace. Though it offers no heat, maybe the chimney is blocked as it coughs out smoke. But instead of raising to the roof, it flows upon the ground and starts to spiral up. Old logs or maybe bone start to pull out from the fireplace. And before you know it, there is a figure. It looks almost ethereal. That of a dragonborn. Though it itself is made of smoke, mist, blackened bone, and seems to almost try and retain its form of a beautiful near creature before it bubbles and pops, revealing something deathly.
Okay, this is the place where I use my new true seeing ability. Just gonna real quick scry the room that we're in.
Is this off of your being a divine?
No, this is the new crystal ball.
Oh, you haven't been able to attune to it yet.
It doesn't require attunement.
Oh, I thought it did. Okay, never mind. All of this is real. This is...
I lied. It does require attunement. Stop telling me things.
Okay. I'm gonna have to use the bag of amnesia dust on you. Now, where's my sap?
Sorry, my bad.
So good to see all y'all again. Well, whatever it may be. Been a long, long time.
Seltzer, I'm sorry.
If
I didn't know. Didn't know.
You didn't know I was down there? You ran out.
I didn't
Bomb
know what would
attack.
happen when we got back to the ship.
No. And where's the bitch? Oh, you had tossing in the hay with her and tossed her overboard as well.
She died.
She screamed pretty when she fell.
No, she died in silence. That's an out of character thing to you, Mordecai. She died in silence. She did not make a noise.
She was stabbed through the heart and died quietly in my arms.
You get to watch her die.
Yes.
Good. The bitch deserved. She got to see you left behind. And you, knowing you and her, the way you two got along. You burn me, you stab her in the heart. I wonder who's next. Chicken Nugget! I almost didn't recognize you.
I don't say anything.
That's what you do. You leave people to die. But thankfully, that is a required trait. For what I have in mind.
What do you want?
I'm taking personal exception to something that is... Well, maybe you done seen it. It's been leaving wonderful salvage, things we can scrap together, but I don't like the fact that it's blotting my skies. Maybe you've seen it. They call it the Sky Shadow Leviathan. Know anything about that?
We just got here.
Convenient, isn't it? So you tell me 2 years running around, you say you ain't going to hell.
Little
That is the truth. Literal, honest to whatever higher powers might be out there. Hell.
Well, glad I don't have to end up feeding that engine anymore. See, I have a better alternative. See, I make sure nothing's left. Maybe they're right when they say that that is a more preferable ending. Aren't I just merciful? So what do I need from you? She stops and looks back. Mordecai, you getting all steamy-eyed on me again. That's what I thought. Your walking death sentence. Thankfully, that's not my concern anymore. Much as I hate you, and much as I would love to end up collapsing this place on you, and you can feel it. You can feel it in the ship. There's a shaking. Ah, there it is. She closes her eyes for a moment. I feel that. Congratulations, Chroma Company, on making room to end up expanding. She sits in the largest, most decadent chair in the room. Or maybe it becomes more decadent as she sits in it. Kind of slouches back, though her form doesn't weigh anything on the chair. You don't see the cushion go down. Gone to hell. And if I'm hearing that right, that means that there is indeed an afterlife that's worth taking. Tell me, do you take your riches with you?
No. You stand before
well.
your God with nothing.
Well, I mean, I suppose it depends on how you get there.
Yeah. We did find one
Dying?
really big coin, though.
Yeah, dying? No, not really.
You guys have to find it.
Portals, on the other hand, portals are they're a hell of a thing.
That's
Yeah.
it's not something that people can do.
Sorry, Norlai, we didn't have time to bring the coin back with us.
Apparently, it is, considering we went through one and ended up in hell, Mordecai. I'm sorry, but the facts, the facts are.
I suppose.
Well, I'll just have to eat that too, when the time comes. Currently,
Oh,
there's
you are. Creature that devours.
goddamn rights.
Is that all you've ever been? Or are you just
Well, I
not
mean-
that way?
I mean, technically, I can't blame the poor lady, considering the things that I've heard and the things that I've read.
Celine and I were trapped in the Ellis Landing with Selter. The three of us were captured by the Shadowhar.
Okay.
Yeah, and they treated you like a king.
I didn't want any
The trolls.
Yeah, you had the woman, you had the gold, you had the magic. Hell, you played your cards right, you would have had the army.
That's-
You decide to
That's-
throw that away for what? And even after you got in the clear, what was it? Cut the men, paint the lines, something along those lines? Good advice. I was listening too, you know. I didn't hear what you heard, but I heard what you said. Seemed like a really good idea, and here you sit in
Oh,
what it provided.
that's the. Yeah, that sounds very Shurnaruth-esque,
Yeah.
in my professional opinion.
Don't know much about that. I do know, however, there is something of note. Maybe you seen it when we flew past. Shadowhawk going after it. Cannonballs, lightning strikes, and all kinds of fireworks. It was just fabulous. Quite the display of military presence, and you just watch it swim on through with not a worry in the world.
Definitely what it looked like.
Yeah.
Sky Shadow Leviathan doesn't seem to give too much pots of piss about what I fly. And, well, it's been good salvage following.
It's been ignoring you.
Now, this individual, what's your name, sir?
Professor Cypher. That's the name.
The doc here might not get this idea, but I know you do, Mordecai. You know me well enough to at least know why I can't abide that. I can't abide it just swimming over and doing what it does. And the Shadowhigh ain't doing much to stop it, much as effort as they put into it. Really, all they're doing is giving me scraps at the table.
You don't like things in your skies.
No, I don't. And I really don't like being ignored. Well, I had to end up making sure I had your complete and undivided attention. Do I have your attention?
My undivided attention, Seltzer.
Good.
Let's get down to the point. What do you want?
I want to go. And what is that you just crawled out of hell by your own admission.
And what do
And
you think that we can do about it?
what do you think people are going to think of you when they hear somebody literally crawled their way out of the infernal depths? That takes significantly more than just firepower. That takes something the Shadowhawk don't have. And they have spirits. They have an army. They have magic. Hell, some would say they have divine providence on their favor, and yet somehow you're the ones who are able to end up walking out. So I'm not stupid enough to end up here picking a full-on fight. But I also
Wow.
know that I can't do that on my lonesome. And the repentless here doesn't like scraps.
Do you want our help
Alright.
bringing it down?
Yeah,
Drat.
that's about the sum of it.
I would be more than happy to render my assistance to you, Captain, on one condition and one condition only. I'd like my arm back. If I'm going to be helping, I'm gonna need it.
All hands on deck.
I thought
Why
that
do
was
I-
just a saying.
Not on this occasion, no. I
Why
think
do
I
I
can do.
suspect that this is some kind of ruse?
If it was some kind of ruse, I would have a little bit forewarning as to where the hell you were, or where you've been, or how you were going to come back.
But doesn't it
Given the
mean
fact
that
that-
you found us?
No, not at all. If anything, I ended up learning, follow trouble. You'll find them eventually.
Well, I've come to learn that as well with in my time with these individuals.
Yeah, we're like trouble magnets.
Yes, it's concerning.
Well, I'm just hoping that you can be the right kind of trouble.
Like Seltzer said, it seems to follow me.
Well, you are trouble. Following you is a different story.
Now,
that'd be-
Selter, real quick, while you're having this conversation, two things occur to you, which I'm sure you already knew, but to put it out there, because these people may not be aware of what's going on inside your mind. You are definitely picking up that these friends, acquaintances, business associates, whatever. I don't know.
I like to end up calling them nemesis.
Nemesis. They are rife with, magic, but they also have magic items on them as well. And like not even like, oh, I'm wearing a magic necklace actively. Like they just have a magic armor like in a backpack. They're not even using it. But also at some point in time during this, one of the eyes manifests on the wall, opens up, lets you know that it seems like the battle is moving on. So the immediate danger will be passing shortly, and is wondering what it should do.
Now we're gonna follow along. Scoop up the materials you need to end up making safe harbor. We're
All right.
gonna end up following along. It doesn't care for me, but I'm
As
gonna make it care.
It
Okay.
ignores you for now.
It
Right.
retreats back into the wall.
Now I am I out to end up saying that you have significantly armed yourself more than most armies would at any given point.
I think most armies have more than 4 people, so.
And most armies don't end up carrying enough magic on their person to end
But
up
what we
outfitting
did is
a small
really nice.
company.
This will be when Cypher would activate his gauntlet, but instead of the regular other gauntlet, which wouldn't appear at the moment because of fuzzy outline and the headband, it is a full suit. And the eyes turn to Seltzer. There's no hostile action. It just appears. No weapons or anything else. His head turns to Seltzer and kind of filtered through the armor to give it that slight echo knee sound. Most armies also don't crawl out of the depths of hell. It's a very hostile place.
I imagine. I'm not a stranger to hostility myself. Now, I am very impressed with your exploits, and above that you all ended up surviving, not only going to, but coming there out of hell, and then bringing out what I can only imagine are treasures from the depths. More impressive is you're still alive with Mordecai. That, well, let's just say I'm counting on swinging averages. So, that being said, I'm noticing a few trinkets on you. Trade is quite lucrative when most people are dropping all their belongings screaming on the battlefield or running away from some kind of flying monster. You know, I was amazed on what people will just drop, you know, purses, swords, shields, family crests, children. They'll just run.
So you wish to trade then?
I have somebody for that. She raises her hands and claps. There's no sound coming from it, like as if she's incapable of making sound with her hands, but she does so. And she turns as though expecting somebody who should be coming to the door at any moment.
You rang?
These guests appear to be heavy in purse. I'm not unreasonable, given the fact that we know what we're salvaging out of it anyway. I'd like to end up increasing my trove. In order to do that, I need them, so I think we're gonna make an old bargain.
Ooh, how we had met before.
What's your intent after this thing is felled?
Oh, I thought that was obvious. find everything that's worth it, anything. Bringing in. See, one thing I had to end up changing. Mordecai, I told you I always wanted to fly. Like the great stories of legend of my kind. And the descendancy. And I ended up coming to start a...
Many fall in the face of chaos, but not this one. Not today.
They made a horde that was in a mountain or in the depths of a swamp or a sunken temple. You heard these stories, right?
Read many of them as a child.
But how many times do you hear about the horde being moved from place to place? By the time I get back to the place I started, it might be 100 years. I might be a forgotten thing. Now that I've rebuilt again and found new treasures and trinkets. I can do this for quite some time, and the best part is, the more I do it, the bigger she gets. So it's a win-win on my part, and in doing so, well, DJ gets a little bit of a cut that brings it back onto me.
You can't tell. You realize that all of this is because of undeath.
Making the most of what I got, Mordecai. I think you could appreciate that.
I also am the one who can sense them and sniff them out faster than anything.
You're
An
right.
abomination to this world.
Yeah, and whose fault is that? Who
Little
died
bit of
saving your
hypocrisy.
ass the first time around? Don't tell me I didn't end up putting it all on the line for you. What'd you forget about how this whole thing started? What you started to paint the lines with?
I didn't know what to do.
I died for you, Mordecai, for Celine. You done dumped acid all over me and let me scream and melt. So, pardon if I'm not exactly in the bartering state right now. We wouldn't be having this conversation if I didn't need something from you. I think you can appreciate that.
Well, what? You're gonna terrorize all across Mesopotria?
Maybe. Maybe I'll take a vacation southward. Who knows, I might park it for a little while. And just enjoy myself. Small luxuries. Or maybe I just want to spend some time on a beach, so we'll just eat one of those too. Ocean and all.
Well, before we think about anything on those lines, we should think about the threat at hand. That Sky Shadow Leviathan, so you called it.
Yeah.
Been able to
First
determine
thing-
what it is that does phase it?
Well,
I know this. I tried to eat it, and things did not go well. I think it almost threw you overboard, didn't it, DJ?
Yes, it was quite harrowing. I wrote some music about it. Perhaps I'll play it for you later.
See, I got a records keeper as well. You did say you liked your stories.
Captain Selter is a very generous woman. We drove a hard bargain, but a fair one. It has benefited us both immensely.
well, from the records that I have read, if this is a thing of Shunnaruth, then something that hurts it is a phenomenon that has been referred to as wild magic.
Yeah, that's what Miss Mercury said.
We don't exactly have a treasure trove of that on hand.
I mean, that's my magic,
I think
literally.
Yeah, I think Norlai can still do that, right? I don't know. I haven't seen you do it for a while.
I haven't really cast magic since we got back.
The
I mean,
other
I did the
thing,
horses, but then we got eaten, so I don't know what that did.
the other
Yeah.
thing that may help is the magic that I have access to.
Tell you what, think it over. And you say yes, and I'll see if we can't cough up a limb or two just to sweeten the pie. If you need me, do shout. I'm never far. Hell. Oh. And Mordecai, I have to ask, now that you're right inside here, how's it feel to be inside a real woman?
Go to hell.
I'd say you first, but you already ended up beating me to it. And she starts to saunter away, a smoky apparition, tail swaying in a sultry manner as she seems to walk and collapse as though a heap of bone and ash into the fireplace. Smoke being pulled into the chimney, and everything going back to the way it was, leaving the room for you to discuss this surreal moment.
Right.
So,
DJ, was it?
Yes, that's what I've come to be known by.
We will get to trading forthwith, shall we? I need to have a little talk with my compatriot, so if you would give us just a moment.
Of course. Though we shouldn't linger too much in her personal chamber. Come with me back to the sitting room, and I will bring you anything else that you might need to eat or drink. We'll conduct our business, and perhaps I can sit down and assure you that she does come across as a very strong-willed woman, and she is. But she has a strong will.
I have noticed. I like that in someone. Only problem is that dragonborn biology tends to not really fit in my particular tastes.
So what we'll do is he's going to lead you back to this large sitting area, and you'll have a seat. If any of you want additional snacks or you'd like even a meal, he'll bring it to you. As well, he will bring out like some books. Like it'll be carted out on a tray. It looks like there's actually like an evaluation system here. But what we're gonna do is out of character. We're gonna take about a 10-minute break, and when we come back, we can have some negotiations, some direction, some attunement, and other such things as we have a back and forth about things to finalize characters and set things up to see where you're going to go from here. As this is going to be a bit of a springboard here for you in some direction. But all right, all of you out there in the audience, we're taking at least 10 minutes, might be 15 depending on snacks, drinks, or personal needs. And stick around because we're still going to have a lot more fun.
Stick around because the bitch is back.